Let's see what we got here. What up? I doubt y'all are still here, but Sean, Nikki, Toxic, Brian, Ghost, Nothing, Bobby. What? Now you're not blocked, Nikki. I, I see you loud and clear there. What do you say, Stars? I'm about to die. Shit. I'll be here for a minute. Hey, B-Row. Yeah, my day wasn't bad. I had a decent day. Oh, fuck? Did y'all hear that? Huh. Fucking ice cream truck. I ain't seen one of them around here in quite a while. It was a hot one today, I know that. So, B-Row, how was your day? Sarge, I'll talk to you, I guess, when you get here, bro. And again, I say, Nikki, I see you. You're not blocked. Definitely not blocked. Looking at the sheepdogs, I thought they just had a new song come out not too long ago. It's not. Most recent one I've seen is a month ago. I thought there was one newer than that. This is a great band, man. What's up, Antoine? How you doing, bro? It's good to hear, man. Good to see you, Antoine. Great band. I pinned the fucking thing. Pretty sure I did. Carlos Martinez terminated again. Okay. Well, there you go. Nicolina 777. Right on. Probably should have that subscribe thing. Subscribe only thing. Fuck it. Foggy, man. Hey, Wanda, how you doing? Yeah, I had a decent day. Hot as fuck. Other than that, it was a pretty good day. My shit's starting to feel better and feeling good. Been wearing them lidocaine patches to work. It's kind of like a prescription icy hot patch, I guess. I don't know you had like a prescription for them. I'm sure they probably make something over the counter similar to it. Ones I got are fucking awesome. Help a lot. Hey, Jaden, how you doing? Uh-oh. I'm trying to hear no way. Ain't trying to hear no way. Yeah, one I was just talking about, they're doing a lot better. Excuse me. I've been wearing these they're called lidocaine patches, prescription patch, and it's I mean it's big enough it covers my whole rib cage right here. Kind of numbs it. Like I said, it's like a prescription icy hot pad. Excuse me, shit. They definitely work. Help out a lot. Yeah, they work great. Vero, they work great. And I'm assuming they probably got some over the counter because I mean I had to get a prescription for them. It was only like 10 of them, but it's crazy because if they do got something over the counter, I'd like to see how much it costs because my insurance paying for it, it was only like $12, but without insurance, it was like $150. So fucking icy hot patches. Well, that's I mean, they work great, but I don't know if they're $150 fucking dollar great. If I had to pay that for them, I'd be a hurt son of a bitch. I wouldn't pay it. Fuck that. I guess that's a plus. I have a fucking insurance, man. Thank God for that. Appreciative. Very appreciative. It's fucked up, man. People gotta go without shit to keep them alive, or not even. I know mine not to be alive, but just to, like, do I want to fucking breathe today, or do I want to buy my fucking whatever I need for medicine? Said people. That's sad, man. Hey, Water Bug, what's up, brother? It's pretty messed up. Our country is like that, you know what I'm saying? There's, Canada, look for instance, no, don't have to pay for health care, insurance shit, all that. And, it's kind of fucked up. You got people going around in these streets in this country fucking suffering just because they ain't got fucking money to pay for something that should be given to them. Patty Skywalker Show. How you doing? That's a new one. Appreciate you coming in. I don't know how long I'm going to sit here and ramble by myself, but hang out for a minute. See what happens. I hear you, Warbug. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you coming in, man. I'm gonna go burn a cigarette right quick. Hey, Lady Gemini, how you doing? I won't be long, I promise. Alright, I'm back. Hey, Nikki, Austin, what's up? Josetti, Egypt, Gate. Hell yeah. It's a good dude. Appreciate you coming in. Sorry, I gotta go outside to smoke. I don't like smoking in my shit. I don't like the nicotine covered noise. Something about it. Yes, this is legit. Yeah. Hey, and anybody that's watching this right now that don't know, the guy's name is James Gate. He's a good dude. Gotta say. What's up, Clint? How you doing, brother? I need that closet. I don't know how to do it right now. Actually, I do. Hold on. I'm gonna share this piece. Yeah, kind of. I'm gonna share a link. As a matter of fact, the guy is live as we speak. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, us here. Well, with the heat index, we hit over 100 today, Clint. I think actual temperature hit like 89, and it felt like 103. All right. Let me. 1 second. Hang in there with me. Excuse me. Almost got it. Hang in there with me. Hold on. There we go. I hope I did that right. We'll find out. Yep, that popped up. Let me see if that's it. And it is. There you go. Y'all wanted me to do a good dude? There you go. Oh shit. Somebody back here. And it is Sarge. What do you say? What do you say, Sarge?
What's going on, man?
Oh, a whole lot of nothing.
Right. Well, I got to go to work this evening. I thought I'd just holler at you and hang out a little bit. I just got to eat dinner.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into the work routine myself. Had that 2 weeks off. Slowly but surely getting back into the, you know. Hey, Jaden.
Hey, bro.
Brian, what's up, man? I'm doing all right. Let's see if we can get a song on here.
How's them ribs doing? Hey, Brian.
They're doing a lot better, man. I was just explaining that they gave me these prescription patches to put on. It's kind of like a prescription icy hot patch. It's called lidocaine, and I'm assuming they probably got them over the counter because.
Does it feel like it makes a difference?
Oh yeah, tremendous. It kind of it numbs it. It's like I said, it's kind of like a prescription icy hot patch. You
Or you
know,
can go to your local feed and seed veterinary supply and get that absorbine horse liniment, veterinary liniment.
I heard somebody talk about that in the past.
Yeah, that's soaked deep. It works good. I've used that for shit. I grew up using that.
I hear you, Jaden. Appreciate you coming in. God's a good dude. All right, let's find a song.
So when you gonna try to go back to work? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
I'm already working. I've been back since Monday.
They got you on light duty or anything like that?
Nah, I'm
Ooh,
balls to the wall, man.
I know you probably nervous about that too, ain't you?
I just had to suck it up, man.
Suck
It's
it up.
bothered
You ain't
me.
no buttercup.
Right. I mean, fuck. I I can't get on here and beg people to fucking pay my bills. So, you know,
Right
I know
on.
where my next paycheck's coming from,
Hey, Wanda.
and I know it's gonna be there.
Right. That's what I got to do tonight. I haven't been feeling good the last 2 or 3 days, so I'm gonna work at night and stay away from all them other guys, and that way, if there is something, I won't be exposing them or whatever. I
Right.
still got to work.
Got to, man. At least the world I live in, you have to.
Right. Well, my daddy and my granddaddy always told me growing up, that's why I get called a mule. You'll see old Cheryl call me mule or whatever. I was brought up as a wagon you got to pull in life. You're like a mule. And that wagon is called life. You got to pull it.
Somebody's got to do it, Sarge. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I guess I was raised right. I guess you could say. And thank you, mom and dad, for doing what you did. Uh, you got to fucking work in this world, man. Ain't nothing handed out to you. I just,
I think if I won the lottery, I'd still work. Every
you know
every
what,
every,
Sarge?
every
I
relative I've
probably
had,
would too.
every relative I've had when they quit working, the men, when they quit working, it wasn't 2 or 3 years they died.
Man, and that's crazy because I see that quite often. We got a little, I don't know, little magazine or something they print out every month at work. It's called the Online, and it shows, like past employees that retired and passed or whatever. And you would be amazed how many people fucking retire and die like 2 months later.
Yeah.
Work for 35, 40 years and fucking retire and die fucking 2 months later. I don't want to be like that, man. I know I won't hit my 30 and out. Definitely won't happen, but
hey, nothing. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to work till I die.
yeah.
I'll probably drop dead at work,
Sad truth is, me too, but oh well.
I tell everybody all I want to put on my tombstone is he was a good mule.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm one of them typical ones too. I want to be buried face down so everybody can kiss my fucking ass too.
I want them to bury me face down, my ass sticking up out of the ground so people have a place to park their bicycles.
I hear you.
Simplified, Jones.
What's up, Jones? How you doing, brother? What time you got to head in, Sarge?
Oh, I figured I'd visit with you for a little while. And I'm probably going, what time is it? It's almost 6 now, so I'll probably, I don't know, another hour, probably 30 minutes to an hour. I'll
kind of on your own time type deal.
Yeah, but my boss, he's a jackass. He wants me to go to work tonight and get shit done because I laid out today. So that's what I'll do to please him. He keeps me in a company truck.
And what a beautiful truck it is. I'm not being biased here. It's a beautiful truck.
I'm biased. I agree. I feel fortunate every time I get in it, that I can afford it,
Yeah. All right, let's find a tune. Hey, Waterbug, if you're still in here, man, I appreciate you coming in. Good to see you.
Oh, Waterbug in here? Hey, Waterbug.
Yeah, he was in here a little bit ago. I don't know if he's still in here. I know all the bullshit been going down here the past couple of days. People need to open their fucking eyes. Oh, shit, here, I got to turn the camera off for a second. You talking to Kayla? All right. YouTube and their friggin' ads.
Hey, hold on.
There we go. All right. Which coin right? I don't know which coin you're referring to. Apparently not, though. Oh, are you talking about the Ford coins? Pretty sure I did show them, man. If that's what you're talking about.
Ford makes a coin?
Yeah, they give you, if you like go above your duty, like I don't know. A lot of people call them suck ass coins, but
That's
if
we.
you do something, management gives you these little things. Here, I'll go get them real quick.
Yeah, they call them in the Army. They call them commander's coin or challenge coins or suck ass coins. V, it's kind of like a service award, but it's not. It's not for your service. It's for maybe you did something extracurricular out of the way that you didn't have to do, and that's recognition for it. It's like a commander's award. It's usually a coin about that big around. I have some uh, from the second ID commander, and I have them from the discount commander.
Oh, all right.
It's for exemplary, something you did that was above and beyond, normal some duty, normal service.
Yeah, that's pretty much what these are, more or less. But every one of them, the backside looks like it. So,
Oh hell yeah!
and this one here is the Platinum F Series, the 1948, and is the first F Series, 1948.
Yes,
It shows the modern day one, and then you got the 48 under it.
yeah, exactly. F1.
And then this I'll show you my favorite one last, but this here is just the modern day. We started building 1998 when I hired in. Is when they started building here in Kentucky, and this is that coin for that.
Oh heck yeah!
And this one right here is my favorite shit. 2003, I believe it was. They started making the Tonka series.
Toby Keith.
No, the Tonka truck. Remember the little trucks when you were? I know you had to have them when you were a kid. So the Tonka trucks.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, they made a series, F series Tonka truck.
Right, right. And Toby
Yeah,
Keith promoted that, and then he
yeah.
has one. He's got one.
He come to work and walked through the plant and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't actually get to meet him, but I did see him. He walked through the plant and shit, and it was a big
Hey,
spectacle.
hey, Jones. He said he did 12 months in Asia, never got the clap. They didn't give him no coin. Hey, Jones. They didn't give my roommate a coin either. They rotted him off the range before he left Korea, and that's that Q-tip about that long, got a big head on. They put that salve on there, and they take your wiener and ram that summit down in there and clear the chamber. As
Good
we call it,
Lord.
get rotted off the range. If you got anything in Korea, you had to get that before you left.
Hey, that reminds me, what's that? Like, don't they hit your ham or hit it with a hammer too?
That's the bull clap.
Oh, fuck. I'll
Yeah,
pass on that one.
they give you something to make that thing hard, and then they take and hammer that son of a bitch.
So, DWJ, is that what they mean when they say they love you a long time? He's
Yeah.
going to be carrying that shit for quite a while.
You know too, Buku. Me love you a long time. You got girlfriend in Vietnam?
Oh, shit.
Anything you want,
Bullhead
GI. Yeah, bullhead clap. And it would amaze you the number of guys that had to get rotted off the range before they left Korea.
And 9 times out of 10, they knew when they was sticking their shit in there, they was going to get something. That mind of a man.
Shit, I was scared of that shit. I didn't want none of that.
I believe I'd had calluses on my hands before I'd have done come home with the bullhead clap.
Come home with them hands looking like chrome. Be all polished out. Look like a trash can lid with Brasso on. Remember that, Jones? Y'all know y'all had the shiny trash can lid. We did the basic. That lid had to be like a mirror, a galvanized trash can.
Hey, Jones, if you want to come hang out, man. More than welcome. I'll probably hang out here till Sarge got to go. I don't plan on being here very long.
Well, I'll hang here as long as you let me. Hell, I ain't got nothing else to do.
Shit, brother, you're always welcome here.
I
In
get
that
done
case, we
with
could
this.
be here all night.
Well, no, I can't stay all night. I do have to go work. I got bills paid. Baby needs new shoes.
I hear you.
My white baby and my white bitch already got new shoes, so that was on my truck.
Yeah, my wife got involved in this YouTube shit. I don't know, what was it, last night before, whatever, when that shit went down.
Yeah.
And it kind of shocked me, man, because she wants nothing to do with this shit. I guess that asshole struck a chord.
Well, it needs to stop, and I appreciate Sean letting me come up there, and I did. I apologize to him in a minute, He was just doing what he could do as a friend, and that just floored me that all y'all were friends at one time, and even his most hardcore friends got shit on, and that, despite any heat I have with any of them, I just want them to know that's bullshit,
And I don't. They're all friends again, and that's fine and dandy because I did it too. I went back after he did it to me the first time, and a week later, the same shit fucking happened. So I'm done with that motherfucker.
He just needs to get his
I know
help.
you for man. I'd rather do this right here, hang out with one person, cut up and have a good time, than have 10 people on here starting shit with people, talking shit about people. I mean, that's all he does. Every fucking stream, he's talking about somebody. Which I'm guilty of it right now because I'm doing the same fucking thing, but fuck him.
Well, there's a point, and I meant it when I told him. I didn't apologize to him. For the record, I did not apologize that night. I have no hard feelings towards him. As far as I'm concerned, my beef with you is over, Bounty, if you're listening. But however this goes is up to you, brother. I meant everything I said, good and bad. Sean, I apologized to him and I meant it. And
Yeah,
I just want you to get your help, Bounty. You need help. You need some serious mental help.
Yeah, Sean's a good dude, man. I think he's cool with you. As far as I know, I mean, I don't talk to anybody a lot anymore.
Well,
you know what I mean?
He didn't have to let me up on there, and he did, and I appreciate it. And I respected his out as far as being in there. I just wanted to get the message across. What's going on, Jonesy?
What you say, Jones?
What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing all right, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
But James, I'm gonna say this. I typed it in chat a couple of times. As far as I'm concerned, my beef with him is over. But the deal is, if he wants to crank back up on you or Jones or nothing or any of them, I'll be back. It needs to quit. Yeah. That's why I told him. However this ends is up to you. But at least respect your friends that are there for you. That was just crazy, and I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm being as sincere as I can be about it. That was totally crazy. I told him this before he ever got sideways with me. Well, when he got sideways with me the first time, and I told him on the side, I said, all you got to do is holler at me. Don't come at me sideways. If you think there's a problem, come to me. Don't put that shit out there on that channel. Don't. You're just inviting more trouble, more drama, more bullshit.
Yeah.
And
I think that's just fucking the whole point of it, man.
I don't know.
I consider the dude a good friend, and let him know some personal shit. And that was the first fucking thing that he fired at me with. Was the most personal fucking thing.
You don't do that to your friends. You don't attack your friends.
I'm good with my enemies.
Dox them. You don't attack them.
Yeah.
And then you don't do that and blame it on alcohol.
Nah, I mean, I can do it every night. I drink every fucking night. I don't get on here being a fucking asshole every fucking day. You know what I mean? That ain't an excuse, man. That and bipolar ain't a fucking excuse either. Don't give a fuck. You're just an asshole. Period. And
Well,
I got my eyes open. I fucking see it. And I'm not trying to convince anybody. In my opinion, it's pretty fucking laid out. Pretty wide open. You can fucking see it. And
well,
if you want
even bipolar or whatever, it's okay. That's fine. I understand that. But the proper way to handle it is not by creating a stream on YouTube to make it even worse or to egg things on. It's seek help. Don't make excuses for it. Seek help. Get help.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, I've seen people still acting like Bounty was the victim that fucking night.
Relish
you
stack
were
stones.
You were
You're an
attacked.
asshole. I'm a jackass. Yeah, exactly.
Relics, I ain't seen you in forever, man. What's going on, bro?
He's been putting up some shorts on YouTube, finding some like old bottle stoppers and bottles and stuff.
I did see him and his brother out on the creek or something like that the other day. But as far as seeing him on a panel in a minute.
Yeah, been a while. Been a while for sure.
Good to see you, man.
I don't see how y'all keep all that on y'all's face. I mean, hell, I'm growing this damn thing out and it irritates the shit out of me. I've been wearing this
it irritates me, Sarge. You just got to get used to it, man. You got to.
Yeah, I was going to say, it did me too at a certain point. Now I'm just past it, man. You got to get past that point, I guess.
He said he's been laying lower than a pregnant ant's belly.
That's pretty damn low.
Yeah,
I'm busier than a four-peckered tomcat.
Hey, Sarge, I watched something this morning. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. I watched the show. It's about Colonel Robin Olds, Operation Bolo.
Yes, sir.
That faking the the F4s for the F-105s.
Yeah.
The thuds. That was badass.
Robin Olds is a legend.
Hell yeah.
He is a legend too. He's dead now too, but even before he died, he was very popular on the speaking circuit, and I've listened to him several times. He lived on up there, into the 2000s.
He was a World War II ace, and then he came back.
Vietnam.
And they gave him that unit based out of Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned that shit around. And you know what got me? He let the officers, the junior officers came up with Operation Bolo,
Yeah.
And he flew to Saigon and ran it by the brass, and they said, I'd give it a shot. And they got 7 MiGs in one operation, man.
Yep. And for all you actors out there, do not confuse.
That's Vietnam era?
Yeah.
Do not confuse Operation Bolo, because that was Vietnam, headed up by Olds, and Operation Bolero was the World War II mission where they were moving men and machines over to England. They sound similar, but they're not.
I watched that. I thought of Sarge. I bet he already knows all this shit.
Yes, sir. Jones, I'm not going to ask you what you're doing.
I was packing a cigarette.
I used to take mine and bounce it off the desk and have it down a quarter of an inch down below the tip. I'd get them packed.
Damn. All right. Y'all mind hanging out for a second? I'm going to go burn me one real quick.
You do what you got to do.
All right.
Yeah, I was telling James I got to go. I'm going to go work tonight. I didn't work today because of things going on. As far as illnesses and stuff, I hadn't been feeling well, and I'm going to go up there and work.
What are you going to do? Put in a night at the shop or something?
Well, not a whole night. I'm going to put in the evening. I've got to.
Well, yeah, you're going to be at the shop. You're not going to be out in the field.
No, I'm going to go up there about probably 7 o'clock or so. And
I'm gonna take my phone with me, y'all. I hear you. I'm still here.
okay. But I've got a big 260 loader, one of them 6-yard buckets. I've got to do some air arcing on it. I'll probably do that tomorrow evening, go up there while it's still daylight to get a good start on it. But tonight I'm going to go up there. I've got a skid steer. It's real funky the way the glass mounts in the front of it. And it's one of these land clearing skid steers. You've seen them. They put the big mulcher and the big cutting heads on them. They go up there and just mow trees down. It belongs to the Army Corps of Engineers, and they this is the second glass I put in that. I put a glass in it a year ago, so they're averaging a front glass a year on it, and it'll bust the glass in it, and I have to go put that thick, heavy glass in there.
I knew a guy in Florida. He had a company that's what he called it, Eco Land Clearing, and it was a Bobcat. It had a cylinder that was like 2 55-gallon drums long, and had all these teeth on it, and they'd go in there and mark the stuff they wanted to keep, and he would go in there and chew that shit up, and it would look so beautiful when he got done, man.
Because he could turn all that stuff to mulch and mulch it down into the ground. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, it takes a lot of money to run that equipment, because the initial outpouring to buy that equipment, those mulching heads, they're high. They are high. Just some of them are near as high as the machine when you buy the actual machine, like the skid steer. And then the certain teeth you have to run on them that can withstand that gets up there high, and then you're paying somebody to maintain that machine, and then people wonder why it costs so much to clear land, and then they got the insurance on top of it. It takes some income to make one of those go, and you got to keep it busy.
Oh, he stayed busy till the crash of 2008, and then he lost everything. What his mistake was, what he did on a lot of jobs, like they clear for a subdivision, and they say, look, you do the work for us and we'll give you these 3 lots, And he thought, hell yeah, But when the crash of 2008 came around, he had like 35 lots that he was paying taxes on that weren't doing shit, and it ate his lunch right up, brother.
Well, it's like right here. I bought all that side of the road on each side of Grandma there, and I hadn't done anything with it, and the taxes on that are just as high as the taxes here at the house.
Yeah,
and I'm not doing anything with it, but I just wanted to keep that in the family. So that whole side of that road belongs to us, and if I could buy the rest of it up, I could actually take that road right there, petition that guy at the end. If we agreed to it and submitted to the city, we could put a gate up there on that road.
Yeah.
And if we took full responsibility for the road, and I would.
What was cool about that guy who did that? He lived right down the street. We lived on the bay there of Choctawhatchee. When he did a job, he'd call me up and say, hey, look, man, I just did a job today, and I kind of pushed up a whole bunch of pottery and stuff, He'd give me a heads up on when he clears something, if it had some archaeology to it,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then he'd get me in there to go hunt it,
It's something I'm wondering about the States. I haven't, in the United States, I haven't paid that much attention to it. But there used to be a show on TV, and they're on YouTube. But there was a show on TV called Time Team, and I started watching it back in like 93, 94. And they lasted shit all the way up until the late 2000s. And they always, and this was over in the United Kingdom. And they always, whenever they had archaeological digs, let's say like in London, they were doing a bunch of modernization in London, and they came up across some Roman ruins, and that put a kebab on everything until the historical society coming there. And I mean, that was holding everybody up, but they had a time limit to go in there. And so what they ended up doing in some of those buildings, they actually allowed for that, went in there and built like reinforcement, and then that actually the ruins are still there, and people can actually go down and see them.
Yeah, that's like they had a dig. There's a movie called The Dig on Netflix. It's about the Sutton Hoo dig, and it was pre-World War II, and it was an Anglo-Saxon ship burial. Beautiful. I mean, it a one of a kind find, and the guy did an excavation of it, but then World War II came, they covered it in fucking dirt to protect it from German bombs until after the war was over. They could resume the excavation.
Right. Two things. I saw a show one time, and I don't think it was Time Team. It was actually like a documentary where they found a Viking ship. Do you remember that? Reading up, this has been a long time ago. Yeah, where they found.
There's a museum in Oslo that has several Viking ships. You know,
that was crazy when they found that Viking ship. And then also
right, relics. Man knows what he's doing, don't he? Yeah, Sean, no homo. I love you too, bro. For real, for real.
You know what, Relics? If I could do that, I sure as fuck would, man. There's a certain mindset that you have to get into to find Indian artifacts. You know, I don't know how I developed it, but I'm really, really good at it. You know.
Right.
Well, I'd say just that little piece of the shit we see behind you says a lot. And I imagine that's just a speckle of it.
That's just part. That's just a little bit.
Hey, Relics, I did see now that Sarge said something, I did see a video. You found a glass cork for the top of a bottle or something. I seen that too.
Yep.
And look, what is that? Just like a creek or something that he's going down, Jonesy? Or is that like a big river? Do you know?
I'm not sure. You know, and it's good for if you're going to post stuff. Don't take your camera up and show where you're at. You know, and don't say even have a clue because people will sight jump your ass. You know what I mean? I've had it happen to me doing my YouTube videos when I used to go out and dig pottery and hunt arrowheads and all that shit. People will watch your videos, and if they're near you, they'll try to sight jump your ass. So you've got to be very discreet and almost covert operations when you do that.
So I've got a question about that. Because from watching this stuff, you know, how they do it in the United Kingdom, if they find anything of value, they have to turn it over to the authority, to the government. Is that the same way in the United States? If you find, you don't have to even let them know.
Nope.
Oh wow. Unless it's a Navy site, then you have to notify the Navy because
anything in the water belongs to the federal government or the state. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anything in the water. You know what I mean? But if you're on private property and you're digging and you're not digging an earthwork like a mound or something, right? Mounds are reserved because they're 90% burials, you know?
Right.
But if you're digging like I did, I went out there and I used a probing rod. You know, I studied the culture that inhabited these ridges 5,000 years ago. And on these ridges, there's no natural rocks until you go down about 8 feet, and then there's a gravel layer. So what I would do is I'd use a probing rod, and I'd pinpoint I'd put little flags out, and you could find where you could dig up a 5,000-year-old fire pit, right? And then what I would do, I'd go out from that fire pit, and I'd do a circular probe around it, starting at 5 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot. And then you can find where they sat around that fire pit and made arrowheads. You know, You'll find a lot of debitage, like he just talked about the flakes and shit. And then when
you stick it, I've seen you stick something in the ground. How do you you can feel like when an arrowhead hits it or something? Or
man, I can tell when I run that rod in the ground. I can tell you when I hit something. I can tell you if it's a shell, a piece of pottery, an arrowhead, or a rock, just by the way it feels coming up that stainless steel rod.
Jonesy, do you remember what I was saying last night when we were talking about things, and I said everything revolves around resonance?
Yeah.
That has to do with the vibration coming up that rod. It's like everything in this universe is about resonance.
Yep. You can feel when you get in tune with it. You can feel when that rod, even if it's a little pointed rod, when it hits a rock, you can feel if it's chipped, if it's polished, if it's made out of stone, or if it's made out of shell or ceramic. You know.
That's crazy.
Only thing I'm good about at stuff like that is I can walk in the yard, and if there's a pile of dog shit in that yard, I'm gonna step in it.
There you go.
But you know, you said something about the water. I watched a show on National Geographic, and that's what they were doing, was hunting for like sunken ship, and that like anything they said they find, they got to report it to the government and
Yep.
make a claim on it or something. And I don't know how it works. Like either the government takes it, or I don't know if they can have a claim to it or not. I don't know, but they
Well,
did have to report it.
it's like this. Technically, like when I was hunting in Florida, to cover my ass, I got me a paleontology permit.
Yeah.
It costs $5 a year. All you got to do is fill out a report at the end of the year on what you found. You
Right.
know, you just send it in and say I didn't find shit, and you're legally covered. You know, I found a steatite elbow pipe, otherwise known as a calumet. It was a peace pipe, right? I found it in about 10 inches of water, in the Chattahoochee Bay. I emailed this woman named Judith Benz. She was the head of the Department of Archaeology at the University of West Florida.
Right.
I told her what I had found. Well, about a week later, I've got 3 archaeologists knocking on my door. They didn't try to take it from me. They said, we have warehouses full of artifacts. We don't want your artifacts. What we want is for you at least to tell us what you found and where, so we can document it.
Right.
But that don't cover. There are corrupt archaeologists who will try and bulldoze you out of your artifacts.
Right.
Don't surprise.
So what is petrified wood worth?
It depends on how large and the quality of it.
Did you see that big tree trunk I've got?
No.
I've got a tree trunk that well, it's not mine. It belongs to family, but Grandpa picked it back in the 70s at a location site, put it on, winched it up on his trailer and brought it home in his big oil-filled haul truck. And that tree trunk is that big around and as tall as I am. It's a petrified tree trunk.
Monetary
Been in the rock garden for years.
That would probably go for $10,000 to $20,000.
It's been in the middle of the rock garden ever since.
Yeah, something that size. I've got thousands of little pieces.
I ain't got to worry about nobody stealing it because you know how heavy that damn thing is. That something probably weighs 1,100 pounds or better.
Yep.
The Trail of Tears. I don't know what that is. What is that?
That's when Andrew Jackson, and after the to make a long story short, that's when they removed the southeastern Indians from Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and they tried Florida. They got the northern people out of Florida, but the Seminoles.
That was the old western version of the Bataan Death March.
Exactly. And there's another one. They called it the Long Walk. Kit Carson did it to the Navajo, but it happened in 1838. And what they did, they rounded up 16,000 Cherokee and Creek Indians in North Alabama, and they marched them to Oklahoma. And 4,000 of them died on the journey.
On the march. Yep.
That's the Trail of Tears. It's a really interesting read on how, because Andrew Jackson, he used the Cherokee to defeat the Creeks, especially the Battle of Horseshoe Bend. You know what I mean? That they had the Red Stick Creeks were holed up on Horseshoe Bend, right? They had breastworks made, and they were, Andrew Jackson and the volunteers from Tennessee attacked the breastworks, but they sent the Cherokee. They swam the river and stole all the Creek canoes from them, so they couldn't escape. And then they just sat on the backside of the river and turkey shot them as they tried to swim away. It was a goddamn slaughter. That was officially the end of the Creek War, you know, of 1814, 1815.
Yep.
Jonesy, that's why I love hanging out with you, man. It's like a fucking history lesson. It's fucking great.
Well, if we don't learn and study this shit, you know, we're gonna do it again. You
He
know,
knows it. He knows his shit.
I don't want to see humanity do this evil shit to each other again. You know,
Right on. Definitely a good time hanging out with you fellas, that's for sure. So
I
you
love
don't
hanging out with
you don't have
man.
to get on here and talk shit about people to have a good time. You
No,
can actually hang out and have a good time, man.
I'd rather talk about airheads, history, airplanes, anything, but shit talking about people. That's what ruins it for me. You know,
Absolutely.
that when your channel revolves around shit talking, I'm gone. I'm out of there. You know, it's
Yeah,
just
shit gets so quick.
you know, people just use this medium for so many evil purposes. You know, this could be such a beautiful thing. We could all get together and share thoughts and talk and have a conversation, but too many people don't want to do that. You know.
James and Jonesy, I'd be the first to tell you if I could make this a perfect world, we'd all sit around eating rainbow stew, drinking free bubble up, and singing kumbaya. But it's not.
Yep. That's
I
why
hear you.
that's why you better study history, because then you'll see it coming back around. You know what I mean?
History repeats itself.
It does, and you know, to me, this leftist movement reminds me of like 1931 Germany. You know, they haven't gained power yet, but they're trying to. But it's not fascism. It's communism.
Did you see where that guy that 22-year-old kid with his concealed carry or his constitutional carry gun, and he took that mall shooter out, and I mean immediately, and you know they're calling him a vigilante. No, he was just sitting there eating, and some guy come in wanting to do harm, and he dispatched him. He euthanized him with lead.
See, that's the systematic
And they're calling for
destruction
him
of
to
our
be.
culture.
Yeah, they're calling for him to be punished.
Man,
Because
he should get the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
They should buy him some more boxes of ammo and turn him
Hell
loose
yeah.
again.
It all boils down to Marxism. Marxism has taken over our schools and our universities, and it's eating away into our government. And it's getting really serious to where if we don't actually stand up and do something, we're fucked as a nation.
Yep. Well, that's why I told you, Jonesy. You know, if it push ever comes to shove, and it really gets down to the nut cutting and stuff, you know, comes unglued. All them people that want to, you know, carry that agenda, they won't do it to people like me and you but once. And that group won't be doing it to nobody else.
Yep.
And James too, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
What's that? I was reading Relic's thing. I didn't hear you. My bad.
What he's saying is, they ain't gonna push you around but once.
Yeah, fucking. That's about right.
Yeah, I was just reading Relic what he was saying right there. Also, Vrobe come up with a good point. Digital addiction. It's a series on A&E called Digital Addiction, and that does explain a lot. People get addicted to this.
Yeah.
Social media. You know, and I admit it's fun to get up here and visit and do this, you know. You know, I believe in networking.
It can be very fun.
Yeah.
It can also be a pain in the ass too, though. But I come to find out it can only be a pain in the ass if you let it be a pain in the ass. So.
Right. Yeah, I got about 25 more minutes, and I'm gonna have to go and get ready.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hang out for about 20 more minutes. I'm gonna shut her down. Wife's getting ready to start cooking dinner, so.
I already had dinner. That's what I told you a while ago when you went live. I said I'll be back. I had to eat dinner. We eat steak salad from the Roadhouse. If you've never had a steak salad, you can make it. I've made it. We made it last week. It's good.
Shit. You keyword was steak. I don't think you can go wrong.
Mm-mm.
Here.
I'd never even entertained it till we tried it, and I was like, "Holy crap, this is good!" It's got blue cheese in it, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I've never had a steak salad. I had chicken salad. I ain't never had steak salad.
If anybody's got a Roadhouse, try their steak salad. It's damn good.
Snake salad?
Yeah, snake salad. Tube steak salad.
I tell you what, when I was in the Philippines, I ate it was deep fried python and you dipped it in vinegar.
Yeah.
That was some good shit. Now I don't know how drunk I was at the time, but I ate a lot of it, you know.
That's the way I was with alligator the first time, but it wasn't, and the meat that I ate was the tail meat.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you what, it was sweet. It actually
don't taste like chicken.
No, it don't taste like chicken, but it doesn't. Lobster has a sweet flavor to it. It wasn't like that either, but it did have its own unique flavor, and it was good. And I've
had gator jerky. That's the only gator I've ever had, and it was a unique texture.
Yeah,
it was different.
Well, that tail meat is like white meat, and I will say it's like white meat, but the way it was cooked, it was like on a pit, just like you'd cook a brisket or something like that, and it had a real sweet, not overly sweet, but it had a sweet flavor to it, and it was good.
I know you've ate like mugu gai pan and kimchi, haven't you, Sarge?
Yes, sir. I've eaten rotten cabbage, yes, sir.
Yeah, buddy.
I had to try it. And it wasn't bad, but kimchi in Korea is like punani. You get some good and you get some bad, and I've had bad. And but what people don't realize, and I know you know this, but in Korea, real Korean food is, people think they're getting real Korean food over here. They're not. If you eat real Korean food over in Korea, it's a whole different ball game, and it's a whole lot more spicy. It's hotter, and I had a friend of mine that was married to a Korean while I was over there, and that was his pastime, was to learn to eat all the Korean cuisine.
Wow.
And he let me try some stuff. I never knew you could cook seaweed so many ways. And he let me try some shark one time, and they do like wasabi. It's like the root, and they actually grind it on the shark skin. That's how they make the wasabi, and they do that in Korea. But the Korean food, the food that I ate, was a whole lot different than if you go over here to mom and pop Korean store over here. They're toning that stuff down for Americans.
But you know what it reminds me of, Sarge? It reminds me of Taco Bell. That's not Mexican food.
Yeah.
That's an American version, toned down of Mexican food.
Yeah, because breakfast burritos I ate from Guatemala had brains in them.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it's scrambled eggs and brains and all kinds of shit in it. And then that was from a man named Zach from Guatemala when I was a younger kid in high school working at a cattle ranch. And he worked there, and he lived in the owner had bought him a trailer, and that's where he stayed. And so me and Zach made friends, and we couldn't understand each other, but he had this little English book, that would translate. And so he invited me, but we understood each other. I mean, and he invited me. I started showing up like 45 minutes early every day during the summer because he was always cooking breakfast. I was like 15 years old, and he would make, and I'm talking about these big tortillas, put them in that number 9 skillet. It took the whole thing up, and he done had the eggs, brains, all kinds of shit. And I didn't know it till I ate it. And I'm going to tell you, it wasn't bad. And Guatemalan food was good.
I was going to say, I would probably eat it if I didn't know what I was fucking eating, and it would probably be delicious. But if I knew what I was eating, I probably wouldn't even try it.
Well, then if you know what it is beforehand, you're going to formulate an opinion on it in your head. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like when I went to the Philippines, they had this thing called balut.
Yep.
It's a rotten.
That's like a 1,000-year duck egg or some shit, ain't it?
It's a chicken egg That's
Chicken eggs.
Sarge is fixing the puke.
They're black, ain't they?
It's a chicken egg, but the chicken is fully developed. It's right before they
Ugh.
hatch.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
Fuck
they,
that.
I don't know if they bury it or do whatever, but they let it ferment. And they
gotta
bring
be
it to
pretty
you,
desperate.
and like if you ordered eggs Benedict, it came in this little thing, and you crack the top off, and it's a little goddamn rotten dead chicken right there, man.
Yeah. I'll
I
pass.
wasn't gonna eat it. You know what I mean? We were in Manila. They had a special thing at the Playboy Club and the embassy and all this shit. I wasn't gonna eat it, but once one Marine eats it, you don't want to be the one that didn't. You know what I mean? So everybody had to eat them.
I have to agree with Relic and Stack Stones. He said no matter how much you tell yourself it is, hospital or jail food is never good. And I starved to death in the hospital over these gallstones. And when they finally let me eat breakfast, that was the best breakfast I'd ever ate.
Yeah. I tell you
I'd
what,
have to pass on that, man.
I tell you what, 2 weeks ago when I spent 6 days in the hospital, I thought I was going to dry up and die. That shit sucked because they had me on the cardiac diet with all. It was like, what raw carrot?
Oatmeal.
Fuck. I was like, oh no. I was wanting to get on the phone and call Karen and say, bring me some goddamn Big Macs or something.
Yeah, they wouldn't give you nothing to put in your damn oatmeal. You had to eat that shit like concrete. It was thick.
Oh god damn.
You could almost take that hospital oatmeal when they give it to you and form it into a bar, and put a napkin around, just put it in your bag, and when you get home, put some sugar on it and make your own damn energy bar. It had that much slump to it. It there was no waterness to it. It was just thick.
So you're saying if you put it in a concrete slump test, it wouldn't slump at all, would it?
No, hell no.
Oh shit.
All right, fellas. I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me.
Yes,
It's
sir.
always a blast hanging out with you fellas.
Thanks for putting up with me.
The
Love
wife's
you,
giving me the
Sarge.
evil
Love you,
eye.
James. Man, you guys are good people. I really enjoy your company, man.
Jones, I love you, brother. Sarge, good
Yes,
seeing
sir.
you as always.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
see y'all next week.
Semper Fi, Jones.
Semper
Love y'all.
Fi, Sarge.
Yes, sir. Good night.